Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning in to the Al Rucker Show. We got a special guest. We got two special guests. We got the Tate men, Tate brothers, better known as Lorenz Tate.
Yeah.
And Lamar Tate.
Lamar Tate.
Yes, sir. The H is silent.
The H is silent.
Yes,
there you
sir.
go. There you go. Brother, how y'all doing?
Man, we feel amazing.
Blessed, man.
Amazing,
Really
amazing.
good, man. Thank you for having us on the show.
No,
man.
thank you for coming.
Yeah,
now,
man.
last night we had the opportunity to see season 6, episode 14.
Yes, sir.
You made your debut.
Yes, I
You
did.
killed it. You killed
Thank
it.
you, did.
Big ups, big ups.
Yes, sir.
Lorenz, you've been killing it since what, season 4?
Yeah, man, they brought me in season 4, man. I didn't know I would last this long. When I say each season, I was like, I made it? Okay.
Right.
Season 5, I'm going into 6.
Yeah.
And then when I, got to the last 5, I was like, yeah, all right, cool. You know what I mean? So it's been an amazing experience to work with such talented actors and actresses and storytellers. Courtney A. Kemp is the showrunner, the creator, along with 50 Cent. Amari Hardwick is like my brother, man. Like he's like all of our brothers. We've been knowing him and his family, Jamil, his brother. We've been rocking and trying to get on the show for a long time. Omari has wanted me to be on the show since season 3.
Yeah.
And we just didn't know what was going to come to fruition. But it's interesting. I was originally cast to play Terry Silver, the lawyer, his lawyer, and because 50 wanted me to come on as well, like season 3 or 4, hoodies and and gunning.
Yeah.
But we was like, we should do something else. We should do. I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
I want to do something different. And when this opportunity came about, we had a conflict of scheduling, so they had to continue to film. And when I was done what I was doing, I called up the showrunner, Courtney Kemp, and I was like, listen, I'm about black excellence. I want to be a part of this show, even if it's for one episode. And she says, I got something better. It's not even one episode. I got 4 episodes for you. And it's in season 4. Here's a couple, things. And what do you think about playing a young politician? I'm like, yeah, okay. So what does that what does that mean? And she says, no, we're just trying to, add some other characters because they're dealing with so much street elements. And what other sort of place or realm can you go into that is gritty and grimy and dirty as the streets? Politics. Yes. And I was like, all right, cool. So I become the conduit for James St. Patrick's character to go into a different realm because he's trying to clean up his image and he's trying to, get on the right track. And this presents itself. And the thing about power, as we know, it's all about duality. When you see versus what's really going on. People trying to attain that position from the street D-boys to, the distros, to a mother who's trying to raise her kids who wants to be on her own and find her own identity, from a female cop who is in love with notorious drug dealer. What I mean? So it's so much of that. And now you have a councilman who is his hands really in the streets. Is he still, or is he really trying to do something for the people? So there's a lot of duality there, and the writing is only elevated. It's gotten better, and after 6 seasons or 6.5 seasons, I think that they felt it was time for the show to sort of go off on the top.
Yeah.
Because it's the #1 show on cable. There's not a show bigger, but change is difficult for people. People don't want to give up power.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about the dynamics in Power.
Sure.
Especially with you and Saint, Ghost. Councilman Tate. You mentioned last night how you are always on film with him. You want to be on film with him because y'all brothers. And the energy that you two had together. But then now you see Councilman Tate off on his own and doing different things. And one of the scenes last night that really, really took me back was when you were trying to save James or give James some information. But how he was coming back. That was really dynamic to me at that point. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, because each of these 5 episodes, these last 5 episodes, is everybody's point of view of what happened on that day that this shooting occurred. And so when you get into Tate's sort of what his world was and what he was going through, he did feel like James St. Patrick was in his way, and he needed to get rid of him. And this is a man who will stop at nothing. And if he has to go back to the streets, he'll do so. But he plays with checkers, chess, not he plays with chess pieces and not checker pieces, because he understands if he is out here gunning for this dude, he can get his hands dirty and mess up his chances. So it'd be better for him to call in some hitters. Yeah. That's what Cedric the Entertainer and everybody came in.
Man, Cedric, though, that's
just to add a little something different, right?
And I think that took a lot of people by surprise.
It took people by surprise because you didn't really see that coming from Cedric. You thought it was going to be funny. And then
you thought it was funny. But I told Wood in episode 13 that was Cedric Entertainer.
You did.
Right.
I even told my wife, I said, that was Cedric. She said, no, that wasn't Cedric. I said, I'm telling you, that was Cedric Entertainer.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, we saw
how it came about.
Yeah, how it came about.
Each when you first see him at that shooting at this warehouse, you don't know who he is in that episode. But then you get a little something else in another episode, and now you really reveal what was going on and how it. So they're all sort of connected, and it's a very brave way to try to tell a story of what happened, because we all know we can go through our day and something happens, but everybody have their own point of view and all the accounts that happened on that at that time. And so to get into my backstory, to have my brother and see what that is, we wanted to show that Rashad is not just some grimy ass dude. He's a dude that actually has a family with his brother. He has a nephew, a sister-in-law. It is a very functional family, and this is a environment that is a safe zone for Rashad, but also he can't BS his way through them. He has to. His brother is gonna pull his
Kamal
coattail.
keeps him honest.
He keeps him honest, and he's the only one that can really kind of put Rashad in check. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was a dynamic being that my older brother. Yeah. And I was like, yo, when we was doing, I was like, it has to be him. Yeah. It's got to be my brother, because I'm not gonna let
No.
That was perfect. Man.
Yeah, and let's speak on that a little bit, because you that part was really written for him. You could tell it was written. Sure. And I love how he brought the dynamic of the family in and the whole 9 yards. And then at the same time, you're able to, out of all the episodes, you're the only one that's able to challenge Councilman Tate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let's speak on that.
Well, definitely, that comes in the writing from Eric Haywood. He gave a great script, man. I mean, bottom from start to finish. And my thing is that, again, you see that James St. Patrick and Ghost, that dynamic was all dysfunctional in his world, where you now have Rashad's world, and it's showing a functional family, a black love within his family of, Kamal having a wife and a child, and seeing him just be at peace and fun and loving, and then having his brother at his house when he woke up and he was like, where the fuck am I at? And he sees himself at his brother's. Right. That's what brothers do.
That's what brothers do.
I'm going to take care of you. You on a down slope a little bit, let me pick you back up.
What I thought was crazy when I watched it is when we look at the two characters, right? Tate's character, what really got me is you really see the parallels between him and Ghost once you're introduced, right? Somebody who wants something else, who has this mystique or has created this fallacy of what it is, but really deep down is rooted into something else. And Lorenz, you mentioned getting your nails dirty, but the crazy part is he got his nails dirty, but he still had a fundamental of a good heart,
of course,
right? Sure. So we saw like a full circle redeeming quality that came in, and in that riveting scene between the two of you all, when you would set some things in motion that were counter to who you were supposed to be as a person and as a human. But then your big brother's right there, not only to step in and save you, but then it checks you and pulls you back to reality, right? I mean, that was wild.
And I'm happy that we were able to do it, because oftentimes people who watch the show, they can't quite put their finger on who Rashad Tate.
Right.
Because as a politician, you already walk around with the stigma. You ain't really for the people. You really for your own personal gains. And I'm not suggesting that he doesn't have his own personal agendas to excel and to move up, the political ladder. But what this episode shows is that, there were moments where the man has humanity and some conscience. Yeah, he wanted to get rid of Ghost, but once he felt like, okay, would he rather see him dead or maybe just get the police to kind of deal with him? Right. He'd rather just let the police deal with him. So, they'll do their little thing, and once the hitters came and it was like they wasn't turning back, you saw who he was. Don't worry about it. It's cool. You don't have to go and finish this job because it ain't a job. Ain't nothing happen. I changed my mind.
Right.
I don't want the brother to get killed. And but as you can see, they came to do a job. They didn't drive all the way up from the south, to play games. Right. They coming to, get money. So that was one of those things that I thought was important. And then he goes to James and warns him, I messed up.
Yeah.
He admitted his fault. He congratulated him. I know you're doing your thing. Okay, you beat me. I know when I'm defeated. Fine. But here's what's more important. Your life.
Right. Which I thought was amazing from a writing perspective because James' hubris, is getting in the way of him getting that warning. And then Tate's character, James' character, share that same hubris, right?
Sure.
So it's amazing. So let me ask you a question. One of the things I think that 2 months from now, when everybody's going back and binge watching it, is in the car. When Tate, who is trying to work to become governor, right, tells his brother, "No, man, you got it. You got the beautiful wife. You got the son. You got the family. You got, you know what I'm saying? You about to retire with a full pension. And you got a home on a federal loan. You hit the lick."
Right.
And I thought, you see,
you got verbatim, bro.
Right.
We was talking about, myself and my brother LaRon, we were in Lamar, we were all just talking about that thing. And Mario Van Peebles, who directed it, he called us last night and he was like, "Look, man, the scenes between you and Lamar and the car was like some really powerful, some really incredible scenes because they weren't manufactured, they were real moments." And we seen this happen many times where you had Ghost and Tommy dealing with their brotherhood.
Yeah.
But these are real brothers. Right? Yeah. And to see the real family, they are really, they blood related brothers. Yeah. And to see that, it was just like, I just thought it was, when I read the scripts, I was like, this is what we need to do. We need to have some, some brothers really talking to each other in a real way, nobody around. This is a police officer. My character,
he was a fellow
Rashad,
officer at one time.
But I'm also saying, I know what police officers think. That y'all profile black people off rip. Y'all think that we guilty, until we prove it innocent. And he automatically is like, don't pop
don't
that.
Even go there.
Don't even do that with.
What I'm saying, he played that. I think the you tell me, was it easier being biological brothers for you to do this part?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no in the sense that I trusted him.
Okay.
That's the key
now,
thing.
Now elaborate on that when you say you trust
when you
him.
trust, okay, as actors, sometimes you go into scenes with actors and actresses and you would hope that you're going to get a give and take that's palatable for you to, give your artistry in a real way, right? And so in this case scenario, knowing his work and his craft, that was trust already.
Okay.
From a sibling, but then as an actor. Okay? And so with it, like even as we talk about that exact scene, we were both looking at each other's from two different POVs. I wanted what his life is.
Right.
Maybe I wanted to be able to not be at the house and responsible in the sense of domestic, but really see an avenue to excel in. Whereas he's saying, hey, man, you already excel and you winning. You got a family. He's living in that same bubble of saying, shit, if I had the family and I could settle down and don't have to shield myself. That's all Rashad really did in his political world, in his political realm. He ain't letting everybody know his truth. That means he's now vulnerable. And that's the only person he was allowing to be vulnerable to is Kamal. You see, so that trust and understanding, when you read it, I'm like, I know we can give a great give and take. Yeah.
I think interesting, even about that scene and a couple of the other ones, right, is the G-checking, right? The unverbal G-checking from your big bro. And anybody that has a big brother or a big cousin that's been checked, and we look like, oh, he been checking his last for real. For a long time.
Well, he tried to bust my chops with the BS, throwing it up about where I lived. And I'm like, bruh, come on, you could do that with them.
Yeah.
Right.
But we talking us.
We talking us.
And that was coming from a real place as well. Because, again, he's pulled my coattail in real life. I pull his. We keep each other honest.
Yeah. So you can tell.
I'm my brother's keeper. He's my, same in regard to me.
You could tell the dynamic and the energy was jumping off the screen when you two were together. You can tell it. You feel it. Even the part when you pulled up to Truth and you told him, sit your ass in the car. Right here. And he was sitting there. He hopped out anyway.
With the strap.
Yeah, with the strap. And then he's sitting there and the reporter catches him. And then in the back, you see your silhouette. You don't see your face completely, but we know it's you.
Right.
And then when it pans in, you see that face you made.
Right.
That sold it right there. That was it right there.
When I saw it, all I kept thinking is hashtag this N-word.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So, all right, now let me ask a question. I know you all are cool with Amari, like brothers, right? Obviously, you got a relationship with Courtney. A lot of stuff was moved around to make this happen. I'm a Power fanatic, right? I love it. This is probably one of my top 3 episodes of all of them.
Wow.
But real talk, I'm trying to get some exclusive here, right? Y'all lobby in for your own show because you had a season's worth of stuff packed in one episode and it worked. But it was like the perfect set-off for a Tate run with what's happening with all the same characters. Have y'all even thought about this?
That would be amazing. What I can say that the Power universe has not ended. They are going to be doing some other spin-offs in that space. I know Mary J. Blige and Method Man, they're in Power Book 2. And so it would be great to be able to see, the Tate character pop up on one of those spin-offs, and we'll see what happens. But I definitely feel like that could be a catalyst to see the world of what it would be like, for somebody who in a political space.
Right.
So, we'll see. But for now, we're focused on people seeing the finale, and then what goes on into Power Book. Too. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. We've talked about family and this great thespian stuff and the work. Can we just take a minute to talk about the petty?
Yeah,
right? Because you was trying to be the blues and Ramona left leg trying to get to the funk on all right. You did. And then she plays, I think any of us who've ever, experienced the pleasure of rejection, even when you making power moves.
Right.
So for anybody who has not seen it, do yourself a favor. Don't fast forward to the end, but when you get to the last scene in the hotel, just keep playing that one over and over again. Brother, if you ever had to sing Deuces or one of them songs, here it is, because you slayed both of them and told them to go hop in the Uber together.
Yeah, that's
man. Look,
listen, he never leaves a woman unsatisfied. He's never done that. That's your man, Rashad Tate. He loves the ladies, and if again he feels like if someone is in his way, they got to go.
So it was a full circle episode, right? Obviously, you got everything you wanted, right?
Sure.
But deep down, do you wish you had a kill Ghost? Does your character's Tate wish he had a kill Ghost? Because he got it in him.
He has it in him, and I think what he did and the decision that he made is what I'm happy he did. I'm happy that he chose to not have that kind of true malice in his heart for this man. But for him, it was all business.
Right.
And it said to the audience, this is how committed he is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, look at where he comes from. This is the pedigree he comes from his brother and the family that he has. So he doesn't have that kind of malice in his heart, but if necessary, he would do what he needs to do. But I'm happy he made that decision. At the end of the day, I'm happy he made that decision. For real.
Yeah. So real quick, last night you spoke about how you wanted the viewers to view Tate, the character.
Sure.
Talk about that.
I thought it was important to show that he was not monolithic. He's not just, a one-trick pony where he's just coming in, smiling, and he's just trying to get people's votes. But we never really see Councilman Tate outside of scenes with Ghost. He's just in scenes with Ghost, and they either planning to do something together or they're at each other's throats.
Right.
And you then see Tate walk off, but you never travel with him. You stay with Ghost because it's Omari's show. It's Ghost's story. So I felt like after being on the show for 3 seasons, you really have never seen me outside of the realm of a Ghost, Tasha, or Dre. Just that was his purpose. So to get a chance to see more of who this person is, it just gives him a little bit more of a 360 degree view of who he is in that short period of time. And I'm glad they did it. It could have happened earlier, but I felt like this was a time that everybody gets their just due.
So are we gonna have to wait 20 years to see y'all on screen again together?
Oh man, we're not waiting that long.
We got the other brother here. We know y'all juggernauts behind the scenes. But
listen.
Big bro, can we get them together on screen? Can you make that happen? You got a production company?
I'm trying.
Listen, he's beyond trying. I'll tell you honestly, we are doing things, and we got a lot of cool things that are going to be happening, both film and television. We also got an audio series that we just finished up.
Our second season.
We did an audio series called Bronzeville. It's an incredible audio series set in 1930s. Black folk doing their thing on the south side of Chicago. Long story short, Lawrence Fishburne is in it. Lamar is in it. Tika Sumter's in it. Tracy Ellis Ross is in it. Omari Hartwell, who plays Ghost, is in it first season. And now we got everybody that's coming for the second season. Again, it's called Bronzeville. It'll be available. Bronzeville 1 is available now. People can listen to it on Apple and all that other stuff. And I know we're wrapping up, but again, we're doing a lot of things. This will not be the last time that y'all see the Tate brothers or hear from us or see us. Y'all going to see us very soon.
No, we have to. We have to. Like I said, and last night, man, your intro was phenomenal. You came and you killed that part.
You killed that part. Sucked the life out there.
Yeah, you really did. You really did. You really did.
We appreciate y'all.
I'm grateful to be able to have been on the show that's the #1 show and have that opportunity.
Yes.
Well, appreciate y'all, man.
Right,
Keep on doing y'all thing.
Thank
I know
you.
you're a super businessman. Black man, do your thing.
Come on, man.
Appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.
The Al Rocker Show.